July 9th, Rtvik Appointment Directive. This document, or directive, or letter, if you will, given by Srila Prabhupada regarding this issue is the singular most important instruction on this topic. Often referred to as the July 9th letter, and back in 1977 and early 78, it was often referred to as just the list, as it contained the list of the 11 names of the Rtvik representatives of the Acarya who Srila Prabhupada had appointed, who the GBC then declared would become the next 11 new Acharyas. I have chosen to call this the Rtvik Appointment Directive. Because it is not just a letter of correspondence, it is a formal document and a formal directive given and signed by Srila Prabhupada in a formal manner on a most important topic. It is also the third to the last document that I have found that Srila Prabhupada actually signed. His health was so weak that all the other correspondence after the state was signed only by his secretaries. And it is also the first, last, one and only document that Srila Prabhupada wrote, dictated, signed, etc., after the May 28th meeting on the topic of initiations. Before I begin to present and analyze this document, there have been several what I consider to be frivolous arguments I've heard over the years aimed at diminishing the importance of this document. I have added several arguments in an ancillary note, frivolous arguments regarding July 9th letter. The two arguments were that this document was written by Tamal Krishna and not by Srila Prabhupada himself. And the other is that the word Rtvik was misspelled. And so the argument was that this document shouldn't be taken seriously at all just because of that. You can see the ancillary note for more information. With those silly distractions out of the way, let's begin in earnest. We will start by reading the entire letter. Vrindavan, July 9th, 1977, to all GBC and temple presidents, dear Maharajas and Prabhus, please accept my humble obeisances at your feet. Recently, when all of the GBC members were with His Divine Grace in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada indicated that soon he would appoint some of his senior disciples to act as Rtvik representative of the Acarya for the purpose of performing initiations, both first initiation and second initiation. His Divine Grace has so far given a list of 11 disciples who will act in that capacity. His Holiness Kirtanananda Swami, His Holiness Satsvarup Das Goswami, His Holiness Jaipataka Swami, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami, His Holiness Hridayananda Goswami, His Holiness Bhavananda Goswami, His Holiness Hamsuduta Swami, His Holiness Rameshwar Swami, His Holiness Harikesh Swami, His Grace Bhagawan Das Adhikari, His Grace Jayatirtha Das Adhikari. In the past, temple presidents have written to Srila Prabhupada recommending a particular devotee's initiation. Now that Srila Prabhupada has named these representatives, temple presidents may henceforward send recommendations for first and second initiation to whichever of these 11 representatives are nearest their temple. After considering the recommendation, these representatives may accept the devotee as an initiated disciple of Srila Prabhupada by giving a spiritual name, or in the case of second initiation, by chanting on the Gayatri thread, just as Srila Prabhupada has done. The newly initiated devotees are disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the above 11 senior devotees acting as his representative. After the temple presidents receive a letter from these representatives giving the spiritual name or the thread, he can perform the fire yajna in the temple as it was being done before. The name of the newly initiated disciple should be sent by the representative who has accepted him or her to Srila Prabhupada to be included in His Divine Grace's initiated disciples book. Hoping this finds you all well, your servant Tamal Krishna Goswami, Secretary to Srila Prabhupada, approved A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And Srila Prabhupada signed his name to the letter.